Hi guys, welcome again to another episode of Bullish Banter. I hope you enjoyed the previous one. Your host Jesse, I'm joined by very special guests today. I hope it will meet your expectations and obviously you will be able to learn one or two things.
Rufus Kamau here, markets analyst at FXPesa.
Yes.
So hopefully you'll get some good banter today.
Yeah. How have you been since the last time?
Awesome.
Okay. Any new adventures? Any new lessons learned? Blown accounts?
Nothing. Just enjoying the new king.
Okay. What do you think about, the entire coronation?
I think it's a good symbol, unifying factor for the UK. The monarchy is, of course, obviously outdated.
Yeah.
But then culture-wise, I think it has some significance for them.
Do they have any moat in the markets, or it's just another celebration hardly affecting the financial markets?
I don't think they have any effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Special guests today. Zainab, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are good. How has the markets been for you so far?
So far, so good. It's a good year
Yeah.
for me personally.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to be here.
Interesting.
Can you do a quick intro?
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Zainab, an education partner, Eastleigh office. Yes.
And a good trader as well.
Yes.
Very good trader. You said it has been good.
Yes.
In Forex terms, good has millions of meanings, right?
Yes.
For a lot of traders. What do you consider good in your trading, portfolio journey, experience?
An increase in my accounts.
Okay.
Or growing of my account.
Okay.
I can say that's a good thing for me.
Okay.
Yes. If I have less loss, it's a good for me.
How long have you been trading?
I started 2020 during COVID. Yes, I think this is my third year.
Okay.
Yes, and so far so good.
Okay. What made you stick?
I think I'm aggressive. That's the thing that kept me going in this. Our markets requires you to have determination.
Yes.
And also aggressiveness when it comes to the market. So,
okay. So you're
not giving up.
Yeah. But the giving up is quite hard. And I think we were speaking about this some time earlier, where I said ladies are usually the best traders, but obviously it is subjective to how you view best. I think now that you're laughing, Rufus, I'll use your statement.
Have you looked at the data?
I will use your statement, whereby patience in the market.
Yeah.
If you are able to master the patient, you become a different beast.
No, a different animal and the same beast.
Exactly. That is one thing myself I'm suffering a lot from. But it is a good trait to obviously be quite hands-on in terms of your trading. But I say so because they're able to hold their positions quite longer, typically, than myself would hold.
Yeah.
Unless you
actually we were having this conversation yesterday. There's the description was funny. They are calling it the rat that grabs the cheese and runs back to the hole.
You're having a conversation or you're watching Tom and Jerry?
No. So it was a conversation about trading.
Yeah.
So I was talking to this guy and he said the rat that grabs cheese and runs back to the hole. So it's a euphemism for a trader that is comfortable with having running trades that are in the red. But then the moment one gets to the green side, they quickly grab the profit. Yeah,
it seems you look at my positions.
Yeah, maybe just to add on, I think it's also in our nature as women. We also have patience. So that plays a key factor in the market.
You said you're aggressive. Which assets are you quite aggressive on that you consider them quite profitable or rather giving you good returns on your investments?
Mostly commodities, gold, oil. Those are my strongholds.
Okay.
Yes,
do you think gold will reach 2,500 sometime in the year 2,500?
I don't think this year. Not this year. I think towards this quarter,
Yes.
the next, I'm hoping the price will go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next quarter, you're hoping?
Yes.
And as we record today, I think we are expecting inflation print.
Yes.
And obviously we cannot predict how it goes. Inflation and gold, markets will react the way they'll react, right? So in your aggressiveness, how do you decide, okay, today I want to trade this. This is how what time frames, what goes in your mind before you say, okay, these are the trades I want to execute?
It all depends with my trading plan. I can just say maybe I'll analyze the market. If I'm trading today, I will analyze the market. And if I see an opportunity, I'll just go in.
Top down or bottom ups in terms of your analysis?
Today is one of those days I'm not sure about the CPI.
Okay.
Yes.
But on a calm day?
On a calm day, I'll choose one side.
Okay.
Yes. That will favor me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is good. I think last week post FOMC, the Federal Open Committee, they raised their Fed rates. Gold spiked. I think we had a statement, just one sentence from the entire statement. The banking system is sound and resilient. And since then, I think the number of times, actually, I will put an ETF on this. The number of times Rufus says cracks everywhere. It's growing every day based on certain data sets coming from the different economies. And just few hours later, FRC basically collapsed, I think, Yes. And it was acquired. And gold shot up. The following Asian markets opened to 2080. Were you caught on that, Millie?
Actually, I was not.
Rufus?
No. I wasn't caught on that one.
Are you bullish on gold or bearish?
Bullish. Absolutely bullish.
Yeah. So I guess we have a bearish with Zainab here. Let us see how it goes.
I'm not saying today, but in this quarter that we are in, we are expecting... but let's see. We are facing a lot of uncertainties right now.
Yeah.
Yes, in the market, and also there's also the factor of de-dollarization.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
I think de-dollarization is becoming like how do I put it? Norm in the market. It's not really... I mean, people, every day we come up with new statements, but no action to match the hype and everything.
I think one is just random. When you see two countries going for de-dollarization, I think you can call that a coincidence.
Okay.
But when you see three, I think it's a trend.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just people hyping each other, because there is a statement by, what is his name? Sullivan, the National Security, the NSA basically of US. He was addressing what are the core mandate or principles that the Biden administrations are going through. And one struck quite clearly. They have a lot of things from industrialization to international trade to, of course, new partnerships and all these FTS they are looking to do. But one of the countries which actually was being part of the de-dollarization, Brazil, they have an economic pact with them for other green economy and all this climate change because of the Amazon. So you wonder, if we are going to work together to address climate change, then there will be a lot of US dollar flowing in. Right?
Yeah.
So you want to tell me unless you want to offer US another currency, which I don't think they will accept either way. So that's why I say it's becoming a norm to say something just to antagonize maybe and see what the US will do. But at the end of the day, we all have to work with the dollar, at least for the next couple of decades.
Well, I think the climate change thing is a hoax. It's changing. Yes, there was a lot of political pressure, to have investments in green projects, green companies. But that narrative is changing. We saw it happening in Netherlands.
Yes.
I remember the farmers who are demonstrating. I remember also France. But then I think the biggest signal is from the Oracle of Omaha.
Yes.
Yeah. Warren Buffett.
Highlight of the weekend.
Yeah. Yes. He made quite an impressive investment in Occidental Petroleum.
Yes.
That was last year. So he built a position up to like 20% of the company.
Yeah.
And the company was up over 100%. So there has been these campaigns, all these investment banks need to go green, need to invest in green projects. The narrative is completely different. These guys really invested in energy companies. They reaped some good profits from them.
Yeah.
Though he clarified during the meeting over the weekend that he's not going to take controlling stake in Occidental.
Yes.
It's very clear that there's a lot of investments currently going into oil since the green energy thing is not really working.
Yeah. Do you think, I think I was looking at the markets after the Berkshire, and on Friday, Nasdaq really rallied, and even US 30, based on the earnings report that we got last week. and you would think, okay, now we are in a bullish momentum, and then shortly did you realize it was just a passing smoke, nothing really serious. And to echo your sentiments, even though I still believe climate is something that we need to find a way to address, probably on the global north, they need to address, because they are, I think in terms of emission, they are the largest compared to the global south, who are actually struggling to develop.
Do you believe the globe is warming and the sea level is rising?
I think there is a significant change in I think it's climate. There's a significant change in climate, because you cannot predict the weather weather patterns, right?
Yeah.
In terms of warming, that is relative.
Yeah, but you see, there was no standard that the climate was actually constant. The climate changes all the time.
Yes.
So climate change is not a thing.
I think it's a thing. Why I say so, because where I come from, we are farmers, first of all.
Yes.
And we need to have a predictable cycles of rain.
Yes.
So if, first of all, I cannot know when it will rain, definitely there's something wrong. You see?
But then when it comes to farming is a business. You need to invest in a water supply just like any other business.
Yeah, but Rift Valley, we want rain.
If you're depending on rain.
We are depending on rain. When it hits 3 p.m., it's raining. It's natural.
Jesse, the guys supplying us food from the US, Mexico, they have all invested in water resources.
Yes.
And that's why they have a consistent output. The environment, conservation, I think that's really positive. It's very important.
Yes.
Trying to control climate, we haven't won that battle.
Okay.
I don't think we are going to win.
Yeah.
Global temperatures, sea level, I think that's a hoax. We haven't had any significant change for the last 50 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, Aris. I think for me, it's in terms of agricultural output is where it actually plays direct role.
Yes.
Probably in the global south, what I think we actually need some fossil fuel, if not maybe other types of fuel to drive that energy, probably from nuclear or something like that.
Yes.
And I think we have seen Dangote and all these global companies invest significantly in the production of, if it's not clean energy, but energy which releases or emits less carbon to the environment.
Yeah. For instance, in Kenya, we have green energy. We have geothermal, which is largely underutilized.
Yes.
We live on the equator. Like we have excess sun.
Yeah.
You can easily harvest that.
Yeah.
We have dams, like multiples of rivers.
Yeah.
So it's only, I think, political goodwill to, maximize on energy output, or even a policy that facilitates private companies to be profitable while producing cheaper energy.
Another thing which came out over the weekend from the Berkshire Hathaway, this issue of de-dollarization per se, this would be obviously regarding to the China-US trade let's say conflict or disagreement, because I don't think it's a worse offer. Maybe we were done with it during the Trump era. I don't know if you're caught in the gold threads of Trump era tweets.
No, I was not caught up.
Lucky you. It was humbling, to say the very least. You wake up in the morning, not in the morning, you go to whatever you are doing, and then by the time US markets open 5:30, Trump has already done damages to gold, whipsaws in the markets, and he has just said, we are increasing tariffs on maybe soybeans or even steel or something like that, and then it affects the markets. Back to it. Charlie Munger said that all this, to quote him, all this conflicts with China is stupid because iPhone or Apple basically has made significant growth in the markets based on manufacturing in China, and that is just one of the largest companies globally. And they have reduced their investment significantly in one of the largest semiconductor producer, TSMC. And I don't know, what is your view or opinion on such things? Because I think it plays a role in how the dollar debate goes along.
Yeah, just maybe to quote what
go
the
ahead.
Oracle of Omaha. Said when he was asked a question about the de-dollarization, he just said that the US dollar is still the world reserve currency, and he just rubbish any claim that there is any other currency that is gonna overtake the
dollar itself.
For me, I think there's this concept called Thucydides trap. So it's a concept where...
What again?
Thucydides, it's a Greek.
Okay.
Yeah. So what it implies is that whenever you have a superpower in the world or a dominant economy, if a second economy is rising at a faster pace and it's almost getting to the level of the bigger one, there usually emerges a conflict that leads to war between the two economies.
Okay.
So it has happened over and over again. And it's currently the same thing that people are worried about, that China's economy is growing at a much bigger rate than the US. And the more stronger that China becomes, the more the US feels threatened. So according to Warren Buffett, he's basically saying that it's senseless. It doesn't have to get into a war. They can find a way of economic cooperation where they would be doing more trade among themselves, which would be mutually beneficial for each economy.
I think to summarize the African saying, what an old man can see when seated, even a young man, if he climbs Mount Kenya, you'll not be able to see. So the dollar is going basically nowhere. We have been speaking a little bit. I don't know if you have noticed, but the Kenya shilling has fairly stabilized against the USD.
No way.
I think it has fairly stabilized. For the last couple of days, or weeks rather, it has only been doing 20 cents on the higher side or 20 cents on the lower side, but around 139 buying, 137, 134.
May I remind you that when the chief market analyst, the president, when he talked, it was around 130, 132. So far it has dropped to 139, 140. So I don't think it has stabilized. It's still getting worse.
I'm saying recently, but obviously over time, there is a big spread in appreciation. With the current influx of cash into Kenya, I think World Bank has been here, IMF chiefs were recently here. I don't know if you normally watch news after the last conversation we had. We have had several G7 country representatives being in Kenya, from Justin Trudeau to Japanese PM to Netherlands Prime Minister to Israelis to the First Lady Jill Biden. Don't you think they're seeing something within the Kenyan economy that would drive not only just the value of Kenya shilling up, but obviously commerce in Kenya and obviously in East Africa? I
agree there. Kenya is a strategic economy when, let's say, the West is looking to make impact within East Africa and also the Eastern countries, China. I think we are in a very strategic position. And since the president is trying to establish his position or his legacy or his projects early on in his term, I think it's very important for him to meet the different leaders in the international community. And I think we are the new girl in town.
Okay.
I agree. I think actually in Africa, I think right now Kenya being the central, or can I say the capital of Africa? Yes.
Quite a statement, but we are always proud of that.
Yes. So I think also that brings a lot of investment opportunity to the Kenyan markets.
And you think maybe with all this capital influx in Kenya, maybe now given you deal a lot with education, do you maybe elaborate to them sometimes that this is a good sign that you need to now understand global markets, how to invest with them or in them, but from your comfort of your Kenyan society?
I do all the time.
So unaenda directly to, what, because I know maybe, except Netherlands, Israel, of course, their currencies are not tradable, something like Japan. How do you guide the new traders to understand that maybe all these global issues do not per se directly affect your trading activity, because some of these are political statements hardly affecting the markets? How do you navigate so that they don't get wounded up in reading a lot of news which are not really, as a trader and obviously as an educator?
Mostly when dealing with beginners, they won't jump into maybe the market or looking at those currencies. But maybe just to give them the information what's going on in the market, I do all the time. So they have an idea, especially when maybe the president of Kenya makes a statement about maybe the dollar. I'll just let them know this is what's happening in the market.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think there is, with social media, there is a lot of information. There is a lot of Telegram channels, there is a lot of TikTok.
Especially TikTok.
By the way, you are quite I would say, well versed with TikTok. I've really tried. How do you manage to navigate financial literacy education on TikTok in a way that, the attention spans within TikTok can be very small? How do you effectively do that in a way that has maximum output?
think the trick for TikTok education is just to keep it short and sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
So most people, they don't want to be bored with a lot of information. Just go straight to the point. Tell them this is what it is, and I think that's the only way. And the algorithm for TikTok is quite good. I'm sure they are encouraging longer videos right now for TikTok, but if you can also just shorten your videos and just go straight to the point.
Do you think TikTok can develop like a segment whereby, like Twitter, you see it's more of a financial literacy? If there is like a whole wing of just finance Twitter, do you think TikTok has something like that whereby people just go in there to get pure financial knowledge?
I think it depends with the content you consume. If you consume the contents about the financial market, that's what is going to be pushed to you as a person. Okay. So let's say the algorithm. So let's say if you're in the financial markets, you will get education materials.
Okay.
Yes.
So AI is real.
AI is real.
Is it like a positive? I don't know. Maybe Rufus, you can say, and obviously yourself. Is AI something to be worried about? Especially in the financial world, we have seen or heard of algo trading. Do you normally use it or intend to use it?
No, I don't
Why?
use it. I believe human beings are the best robots in the world, or anything. We can't even be replaced. Yeah.
You don't think you can train an AI to do what you do best?
I think no, it doesn't have any emotions. How is it gonna have mercy on you?
Yeah, because I think even back to the Berkshire Hathaway event, there was a significant talk on AI and its role in investing, and I think they played it down given some of the fundamentals. You will need hands-on management of your position as opposed to delegating it to a computer, maybe. And fortunately enough, or I don't know how to put this, or unfortunately, Palantir, one of the largest companies in the AI space, did have a very good Q1.
Yeah.
So with AI, I think AI is not new. So it's only the hype that has really gone through like different media stations, different social media with the rise of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
AI has been here for quite some good time. And I think the biggest industry to be impacted by AI was first in financial markets trading. So out of these investment banks, hedge funds, quants, they were able to acquire these AI programs earlier on, and they have been here in the markets. And yet we are still trading and we are still being profitable. So I don't think AI is going to change much in the financial sector. But then, in other industries, I think it's going to have a big impact.
Which industries do you think will suffer significantly?
Manufacturing industries, I think it's going to have an impact on the AI. Yeah.
I view AI not as a competition to human labor, but as an efficiency addition. Like, car manufacturing used to be handmade, right?
Yes.
And then AI or even robotics came in, and you're able to make from 10 cars a day to 100 cars a day. So what people basically did, go back to a college or something like that, add a new engineering skill, go back, and now you run the machine. Because I don't think it is something to be threatened of. And I think I've shared an article on the same. It is just an addition of effectiveness to how we do things. So even in finance, maybe it will do the hard work, go to all the statements of financial positions, analyze for me what debt they hold, what is their shareholder, maybe your director's compensation, what is probably their sales revenue, projected targets. Do the work for me, give me a summary like ChatGPT. Then I decide as an investor how much I want to basically allocate. Me, I'm not worried about it.
So I think it's different phases. So on phase one, it has improved productivity.
Yes.
For me, a task that I was doing, let's say, on my research, that would take me, let's say, 4 hours, is now taking 15 minutes to 30 minutes.
Efficient.
So it has really improved my work.
Okay.
And I believe it's the same for a lot of other people, video editors, business news editors, and so on. But then the next phase, and this is the crazy one, is where somebody else does your job using AI.
Okay.
And that's the real threat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if somebody can do your job using AI, then you're left without a job.
You both are educators, and you find a lot of your clients actually trust you, and you have seen all these AI images and video recordings and all this stuff. Do you think now I know for you it's research purposes, for training now, how do you maybe incorporate it to your education in a way that people or even those who trust you for your education do not get confused if somebody posts some malicious videos using your image or something like that? Because I know that is a risk.
It's a difference.
Coming in the future, you see.
Yes. Let me just say first this. AI lacks current information. Yeah.
Yes.
ChatGPT doesn't have data since 2022 and 2023. Yeah. So it doesn't have any current data. So in case of anything new happening in the market, it doesn't even know. So maybe it just goes all the way back since 2021, way back. It has information on that, but currently it doesn't have any current information.
I think there's a change. Last week, a lot of AIs were opened to current data. So most of the top AIs are now able to peruse the internet and acquire all the current data and do processing.
I was not aware of that. That's a good one.
Now to a very interesting topic. Recently, and obviously a lot of financial markets, or rather education or even management positions have been taken over by women, and they are doing quite well. I think even the current ambassador to Kenya was a former executive at HP, if I'm not wrong, right? Maybe Zainab, what is your view on the current inclusivity within the financial markets, not only trading but also education? Because I know men have been doing or rather loud about it for a while.
So women right now can do anything, and I'm so happy right now. Even you can see women in tech, women are coding right now. And that's a huge thing. Even I as a lady, being in the financial market, able to educate people, it's a big thing right now in the market. And I think we are evolving. We are leaving all the patriarchy society and stuff behind. I'm just talking from the community I come from. So it's a big thing right now.
What do you think maybe are some of the benefits or factors which have let's say you can say you have taken from the trading aspect and obviously education that you think is valuable for any person who is looking to come into the sector? What are those things which you have benefited from or you have learned to maneuver, and how do you think anyone else can apply it?
The first thing I can say I have gained from this is patience, being consistent in the market, investing in knowledge. I can't even what do I say? Push it enough. The best investment you can ever make for yourself is knowledge. When you invest in knowledge, it's gonna reward you. So I think when it comes even to the financial markets and trading, it's a learning process. I can't say you are done learning or every now and then we have something new strategies. Something coming up in the market, so we need to keep up with the market as well. I also understand that you normally run a training session for women only in Eastleigh. How is the attendance and how has the reception been for the last couple of months, and obviously their performance as well? Do you see some change? I've seen women having that financial freedom, being able to trade from their comfort of their home, taking care of their children, and they don't even need to do anything else. They just need to have the knowledge and just enter the markets.
So do you constantly keep in touch with them, maybe some mentorships?
Mostly we have a group, a small group for women that maybe we talk, and also sometimes we share ideas on the markets. You think maybe sometime Rufus should be worried about his analytical prowess in this Kenyan scene? No.
He should not be worried.
She should not
but
be
in
worried.
the future, right?
But in the future,
I think not worried, but rather complementary.
So a quick one. What would you say is the biggest challenge that women traders are facing in Kenya right now?
I think women, they have a lot to do. They are very occupied, so they have limited time to trade. As you know, women, they run the household, they take care of the kids and stuff. But having I think that's the biggest challenge for them. And right now we have seen women now transitioning to having that freedom to even trade in the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I credit them for multitasking. So I think one of the aspects probably trading does is the way you find yourself looped into the charts so long. I think that is a vice a lot of new traders perhaps get suffering from. You look at the chart for like 6 hours and by the end of 6 hours, you're like, I should have taken this.
It's called analysis paralysis, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so
it's something
most of us suffer from that.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing because sometimes you just needed to do was just to place a buy or a sell.
Okay. How do you get out of that? Because I think if it's a vice, you need to find a way to.
I have learned to unlearn something.
Okay.
So if a strategy maybe was not working for me, I'll just unlearn it, and maybe look for strategies that work for me. Okay. And that's what I encourage my students also.
Yes.
Learning is good, but if something is not working for you, you can just unlearn it.
Okay.
And just focus on what's working for you.
Nice. Now, as we look to wind it up, today, as I mentioned earlier, we're expecting CPI. We have just had the Fed FOMC. Do you foresee perhaps another hike, or what is your view perhaps?
It will depend with the data released today.
Okay.
So if the CPI comes out bad, maybe the Feds might slow down on hiking the interest rates. So that's my suggestion.
Okay. Yeah. Even with the banking crisis and all this collapse of...
Yeah, because if the consumption of food and energy has reduced in a household, that means people are not able to keep up with the current increase rate.
Okay. Rufus?
For the CPI, I think the consumer prices in the US have been sticky. One big problem is housing, especially rentals.
Yes.
They have been rising.
Yeah.
So with food prices remaining high, we could be seeing it as a more prolonged program.
Yes.
To reduce the inflation rate from 5% to the target of 2%.
Okay.
So this means that the Fed may have to do more rate hikes. But then, since the approach is data dependent, if you get an inflation rate of higher than 5%, then there's a good chance the Fed will do another 25 basis points on the next meeting.
That would be quite sticky for the markets. Maybe your closing remarks?
First, I would like to thank our audience.
Yeah.
And also, I would like to thank Zainab for attending this session. We really appreciate what you are doing in Eastleigh and for women, as well as for the rest of the clients, especially on TikTok.
Yeah.
You're a star on TikTok. We would like to learn more from you.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to host you on another session with more focus on the impact that you are making.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, Rufus. My takeaway from this was maybe just since we're talking about the Berkshire annual shareholder meeting, I came across a quote whereby Warren Buffett said that you should write your own obituary and live up to it. I think that was the
highlight.
The highlight for me on that. Yeah. Yeah. And also the part of kindness. Yeah. Yeah. So
yes, have you written yours?
It keeps changing every day. Keeps changing.
Yeah, so thank you guys for having me. I hope I'll be able to come for another session like this. It was a great session.
Yeah, we really appreciate. I would love to host you every week we are recording, or even more guests. So if you find those traders who are interested and they think they can share something that they have learned from not only you, but obviously on the markets, we would love to do that, because I think Rufus and I, we do speak a lot, and in the spirit of inclusivity, we would want to have a diverse panel so that we actually speak to the general traders community, not just one aspect of it. Yeah. So I would be glad to have you every day. And for myself, I'd like listeners to share as much questions as possible. We are looking to do a Q&A session soon. So any question you have, share it either on our Twitter handle at OgolaJ4,
Rufus KE,
Zainab.
Yeah, and we'll put them under the description of the pod. If you love this show, we'd like to appreciate those who do the hard work for us, Barak, Shiku, and Collins. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Adios.